Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to The Right Take. Here are 10 celebrities who are neighbors. Number 10, Gordon Ramsay and Stevie Wonder. Gordon Ramsay and Stevie Wonder might seem like unlikely neighbors as the two are complete opposites. However, Gordon loves having his Los Angeles home next to Stevie. In fact, Gordon's mom loves it even more. Gordon moved into the home back in 2011 and Stevie moved in next door not long after. When Gordon's mom got wind of the new neighbor, she was so excited. She's a huge fan of Stevie and his music is always looking to meet him whenever she's in town visiting Gordon. Number 9, Dakota Johnson and Jimmy Kimmel. Dakota Johnson and Jimmy Kimmel are such close next-door neighbors that she appeared on an episode of Jimmy Kimmel Live over the fence they share. During the height of the pandemic when most talk show hosts were video chatting with their guests, Jimmy was able to safely chat with Dakota as they socially distanced over the fence they share between their homes. Number 8, Elizabeth Hurley and Hugh Grant. We all remember back in the day when Hugh Grant and Elizabeth Hurley dated and sadly broke up. In case you were wondering if they were on good terms or not, they definitely are, as they're both close friends and neighbors. Even though the two never had any children together, they are the godparents of each other's kids. Hugh is the godfather of Elizabeth's son, Damien, and Elizabeth is the godmother of one of Hugh's daughters. Being so close to one another as neighbors is extremely helpful. Number 7, Kendall Jenner and Jimmy Kimmel. When Kendall Jenner purchased Emily Blunt and John Krasinski's Los Angeles mansion, she didn't know she would become neighbors with late-night talk show host Jimmy Kimmel. She wanted to break away from her large family and get a place of her own. Although she was previously living in a condo, she decided that she wanted to expand to a bigger home. In fact, Kendall's mom, Kris Jenner, was nervous about her moving into a big house all by herself, but she assured her that she would be fine with Jimmy right across the street from her. Number 6, Janet Jackson and Bruce Willis. Once upon a time, Janet Jackson and Bruce Willis used to be neighbors. Although it's unclear if the two are neighbors to this day, they still were at one point. The two used to live in the famous Trump Tower located in Manhattan, New York. Although it's not clear if they still own their apartments in the Trump Tower, these two were still neighbors at one point. Number 5, Meryl Streep and Gwyneth Paltrow. Legend Meryl Streep had a pretty famous neighbor herself, Gwyneth Paltrow. Meryl is certainly thankful to have Gwyneth as her neighbor, as she had a little mishap on Thanksgiving one year. Apparently her oven wasn't willing to cooperate with her when it came to cooking her turkey, and thankfully Gwyneth was there to save the day. Even though Gwyneth wasn't home at the time, she did the neighborly thing and let Meryl use her oven to finish cooking the rest of her dinner. Number 4 is Sam Smith and Boy George. Sam Smith happens to have a very famous neighbor, and it's none other than the great Boy George. When Sam Smith bought their house in North London, they were lucky enough to be directly next to Boy George. The two singers have been compared a lot, and now they are even closer than ever as next-door neighbors. Number 3, George Clooney and Cindy Crawford. Cindy Crawford and her husband Rand Gerber happened to live next door to some famous neighbors, none other than George Clooney and his wife Amal. Out of all the many properties both of these couple own, they're neighbors in New York City, and Cindy and Rand own the apartment above George and Amal. The two couples have been known to be friends, so we can only hope that they hang out or go for dinner one night when they're both staying in their New York residences. Number 2, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck and Matt Damon might be real-life best friends, but they're also real-life neighbors too. The two have been close friends since they were mere children, but these days the two are neighbors in the Pacific Palisades district in Los Angeles. The two are happy to be neighbors as they're now closer than they were as kids, which is great for their own kids as they run around in each other's backyards. It's just like old times for Ben and Matt, and we're so happy that the two best friends are still just as close as they were when they were kids. Number 1, Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom and Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Power couples Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom, along with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, are not only good friends but also neighbors. Their homes are located in Montecito, California. Once Prince Harry and Meghan Markle decided to formally step down from their royal roles, they decided to move to California and settle in a home in Montecito. Since becoming neighbors, the two couples have gotten close, and they've even gone on a double dates together. We sure hope that their adorable children get to grow up together too. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our videos in the future. Also watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video. So long.